Hey, Dave Oliveira here with Rain Networks, and today we are going to look at making a SCIM, or what I call a SCIM connection, to make a sync between Entra ID or Azure and 365. Where we're going to do that is I'm in our Rain Networks customer portal here. Once I'm in there, I'm going to click on Settings, and I'm going to click on Sync, and I'm going to click on SCIM here. I'm going to make a new SCIM connection here. The integration type is SCIM Azure. I'm just going to call this 365 demo for Dave integration. You can call it a descriptive integration name. And I'm going to create a new group, and I'm going to prefix it with SCIM and then my group name. So this would be Dave's test or something of that nature, right? Or a lot of people put company name staff here. So if my company name was ABC Managed Computers Staff, right? Something like that. But I'll just call it Dave's group. Dave's group. Cool. And I'll click on apply here. It's going to give us this SCIM token right here, and we'll copy that to a clipboard here. And don't mind my notes. Boom. Awesome. And then we'll also copy this URL too. Let me move this over here. Cool. And I'll copy that URL to a notepad as well. Cool. We'll log into the Azure portal. I already got that up over here. I'm already in Entra, which is what they call it now, but that is Azure. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new application here. And let's see how long Microsoft will take here. Awesome. We're going to create our own application. We'll call this NINJIO SCIM connector, right? Or application or something of that. We're going to leave this as is. Don't worry about if you get any recommendations. We don't want to click on that. We'll just click on create here. Come on, Microsoft. There we go. Awesome. And that gets us to the applications created, and that gets us here. So the first thing we're going to want to do is hit get started right here. And then we'll click on get started again. Perfect. We're going to change this to automatic. The tenant URL, I think I still have it pasted in there. Yep, it's right there. Let me grab the token over here, which is very long. Let me paste it in. We're going to hit test. It should test it all right. Awesome, and it did. So on the next thing we're going to do here is just hit save. And that's going to bring up this mapping section. And we're going to want to click this and make sure to set this one to no. This is about attributes. We don't want to grab attributes from the users. Cool. We'll come back a menu on the breadcrumb menu up here and even back one more. Back to here. Awesome. So we got that set it up. We'll come back here at the very end in just a second. The next and second to last step is just to assign users. And so we click on that and we'll click on add user group here. And we want to select the users and groups. Now, most folks would create a 365 group, like let's say, for example, a security group called NINJIO users. And they would add all the users they want to be provisioned to NINJIO in that group. And then instead of selecting the individual users here, which we should see in a second, you could just choose the group, right? For this purpose, I'm just going to choose myself. You can see we have like the all users group here. So most folks make that 365 users group, stick all their users in there, and then let's say a couple of weeks later, they add a new employee. They just make sure to add them to that group. They get auto-provisioned in NINJIO. So, but for my purpose, I'm just going to use myself here. So cool. So we're just going to add one user in here and hit select. Cool. I'll click assign here. So now we have our users set. So awesome. And then the last thing we're going to do is go back to provisioning right here. We are going to click on edit provisioning and we're going to turn it on and hit save. And that's all we have to do here. Usually takes about 10-15 minutes. I know last month Microsoft was a little bit slower and the longest I saw it was an hour. So, but generally 10 to 15 minutes max. And what we're going to do is just come in here and come to your users and groups section. You can notice I have that SCIM group right here. So if I select it to show it, they should end up in here in about 15 to 20 minutes. I keep going up a little bit, but 5 to 10, 15 minutes or so, they'll start showing up in here. And that's how you set up the SCIM connection. So We'll see you in the next video. Thanks.